And when Dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl, and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now.
Man, oh man, the creepiness of this administration just writes itself. Happy Father's Day to the man who had 3 kids with wife number 1, cheated on her with wife number 2, had a kid with her, cheated on her with wife number 3, had another kid, and then topped it all off by paying off a porn star to keep her mouth shut. World's greatest dad? I think not. But in today's breaking story, we have a bizarre new twist in the ongoing saga of Algaegate. You will not believe who actually got arrested last night and charged with vandalism at the National Mall. Welcome to the channel. And if you're like me and you prefer a soulful first family over a soulless, corrupt one, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now.
Seen a lot of things in this old world. When I touch them, they meant nothing, girl. Ooh, baby. I'm simply I'm yours. I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Give me this in your hand.
In today's breaking story, Donald Trump's absolute abomination of a beautification project took a truly bizarre turn just last night. And before we go ahead and reveal exactly who was hauled off and arrested for vandalism at the site, well, we should probably take a second to remember that Trump has always been a man of his word, hasn't he?
Flag blue. I said, that's the color I want. I want American flag blue. It'll last for 40 or 50 years. There'll be no leaks. There'll be no anything. It'll look gorgeous, beautiful. So it's a story in business. That's just the way it is. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
In today's breaking story, Donald Trump's absolute abomination of a beautification project took a truly bizarre turn just last night. And before we go ahead and reveal exactly who was hauled off and arrested for vandalism at the site, well, we should probably take a second to remember that Trump has always been a man of his word, hasn't he?
50 to 100 years before you have to do anything with it. Very strong, powerful substance.
But first, as Chris Hayes recently highlighted, when it comes to Donald Trump, the upcoming 4th of July, and that massive 250th anniversary celebration, the clock is officially running out.
Visually arresting metaphor for the entire Trump era is getting worse by the day. We might call it the president's green Watergate. Yesterday, we showed you what a leaky, peeling, algae-infested mess the reflecting pool in Washington has become, thanks to Donald Trump's obsessive, costly attempts to turn it into a monument to, let's be honest here, his own brilliance. Just in time for him to hold a MAGA rally that is doubling as a 4th of July celebration for the whole country on the National Mall. Well, here was the scene today, as workers in hip waders worked feverishly to get the green out one way or another. This is a crash program at this point, folks, okay? There's lots of frenetic activity. It has included pumping the soupy, sage-colored fluid through a system of hoses to be discharged just down a storm drain. That, the man who came to Washington promising to drain the swamp is now swamping the drains. And there are the chunks of bottom paint peeling up to the surface. It turns out this is a waterproof material provided by the company that makes Rhino Lining. It's a spray-on liner for the beds of pickup trucks. They apply to the reflecting pool. Doesn't look like it's working so well. It is just floating in the water now, except for the bits being taken as souvenirs by visitors, and there's actually quite a bit of that happening. In fact, Emma's now spoke to a few visitors of the pool today. Most were not impressed.
Part of it is sort of an olive green, and then there's this murky, blackish color. And then if you look a little closer here, it's more of a lime green.
There's people cleaning over there, and we saw the water come out. It looked straight like Mountain Dew.
For me, it's not the money necessarily. It's the national embarrassment.
And that national embarrassment just got a whole lot more interesting. A former Olympian was actually arrested last night for allegedly vandalizing the literal swamp that Donald Trump created. Now here is exactly how that played out earlier today on Sunday Today with Willie Geist.
American Olympian has been arrested for allegedly touching the bottom of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. He denies the charge. Now, President Trump is saying that iconic pool may have to be drained again amid problems that have plagued it since an expensive renovation. NBC's Gary Grumbach is at the White House with more. Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Willie. President Trump this morning threatening years in jail for anyone who vandalizes the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool here in Washington. The warning comes after pieces of bottom of the newly repainted reflecting pool began peeling in recent days, while workers were cleaning up algae blooms that had developed using vacuums and hydrogen peroxide. On Friday, U.S. Park Police arrested Olympic canoist David Hearn, charging him with destruction of government property after he reached into the water to touch a piece of the peeling paint. In an interview with NBC News, Hearn denied doing any damage to the pool and said he just wanted to see what it felt like. I was down at the reflecting pool on Friday and saw firsthand the peeling paint in multiple locations along the 2,000-foot pool. Trump ordered the pool painted American flag blue in April, and workers have spent weeks renovating the monument. So far, more than $16 million in government contracts have been awarded to companies working on the renovation. Overnight, President Trump posting on Truth Social that he met with the contractors to fix these issues and that they will likely need to drain the pool again to complete the repairs. Willie?
There's been a lot of talk about that no-bid contract, some reporting this week about who got it as well. Gary Grumbach at the White House for us. Gary.
Oh man, the grift, the absolute grift, it never ends. And while all of this reflecting pool nonsense is obviously just a calculated distraction to keep us from looking at the real truth, well, let's wrap things up today by taking a moment to reflect on what a kinder, gentler time in our nation's capital actually looked like.